Yeah.
What's up, guys? I have not made a video since May, and it's literally gonna be 2022. My friend suggested that I do Get Ready With Me, and right now I'm gonna do Get Ready With Me to take Instagram pictures. And the story time for today is gonna be from this time in 8th grade, when it was on Halloween, where a car was chasing me and my friends. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with the concealer. Fuck, I need a mirror. Okay, boom, I got a mirror. Cracked as hell. I'm the one who cracked it. Okay, so to start the story off, I asked my mom if on Halloween I can go trick-or-treating with my friends, and it was in my step-grandma's neighborhood because that's where they lived by, and my mom was okay with me staying with them. And at the time, I lived in Santa Clarita, and the neighborhood that we were trick-or-treating in was in Pacoima. And I was trick-or-treating with them for a good minute, but then my friends that lived by my middle school, okay, and they were over there trick-or-treating, and they wanted me to come because they just wanted to hang out, and they were the ones that got me into smoking weed in the first place. So my friend Tristan came to hang out with me and my other friends, and from there, me and him took the bus to my middle school, and we hung out with them. And by that time, it was already like 8 or 9, and we went to Burger King, and apparently the guys, I have not been doing makeup, but apparently the guy said that there was a car following them. There was like a group of guys. I think there was like 6 or 7 guys, and then it was me and one of my friends, a girl. So it was like 8 or 9, and they noticed that a car that had been following them around before was parked outside the Carl's Jr. So immediately they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, they were kind of scared, look. And my friend wanted to stay longer, but her mom wouldn't let her, and we were gonna try to see if we could sleep over at my friend's house, okay? My friend's house. And he lived right by the Carl's Jr. Like, he literally did not live far from the Carl's Jr. at all. He lived right by the middle school, by the high school that was next to the middle school. So we go through, my friend's mom picks her up because she said it was already late, and then we decided to leave the Carl's Jr. because we did not want to stay there with that weird ass car, and we took the back exit and we started to run, and they made me stand like in the middle of them. And I remember that year, because it was 8th grade, I was dressed up as a bunny, and it was cold as fuck. I had these fucking tutu on, like a little skirt, and it was cold. Like, my legs were freezing, dude. And they were making me walk in the middle of them because the area was kind of like known for having crackheads sometimes, especially at night, like around there, like the homeless people and shit. So they were like walking, and then we started sprinting. Like, once we were getting to the end, because where the Carl's Jr. was, there was also Kohl's and a big ass parking lot. It was like a plaza. It was a plaza. And we went behind the Carl's Jr. and behind the Kohl's, and we ran through the big ass parking lot and hopped over this brick wall to get to the neighborhood my friend had lived in. And his mom was like really cool, and his house was really cool. Like, I personally really liked to go hang out at his house. Like, we would get high or we would eat. I don't know, we would do whatever. Like, we would just have a good time, you know. And then I remember when we were getting to his house, on our way there, apparently the guys, like, I don't remember seeing the car, and because like I didn't have glasses and I really needed glasses, so I couldn't really see. But the guys apparently said that the car was following us, and then we started taking off. And once we got into my friend's house, we had told his mom, but it was getting really late, and I had promised my mom that I would sleep at my step-grandma's house for the night because I had school the next day. So we're in my friend's house, and they're like, dude, you can't take the bus alone, because like I only had $1 and none of them had $1, so I would have to take the bus by myself. And it was late as hell, and then there is a suspicious car following us. So obviously they were like, no, like, you can't go. But I didn't want to ask my mom to, like, let me sleep over, because my mom was very particular. She still is, like, with whose house I go to, and especially with sleeping over. Like, she does not just say yes. Like, she's weird, but for a reason, you know. You never know. So I fucking called her, and I was like, can I sleep over at my friend Juan's house? The car's, or no, I didn't tell her about the car. I just told her that I was too far from my step-grandma's house, and it was too late for me to take the bus, and that his mom couldn't take me back to my step-grandma's house. So they told me to just stay there and not be stupid. And I was like, okay. So I stay there, and I remember calling my mom, and I had her, like, I literally put my phone on the lowest volume so that the people in the room, because there was hella of my friends were in the room. It was like 6 or 7 people in the room besides me. And so I put her on the lowest volume on my phone, and I put it up to my ear, and they literally still were able to hear her fucking cussing me out and yelling at me. And I just had tears streaming down my face, because, like, she was just going at it. Like, she was coming for me, dude. And then I just was like, okay, well, I guess I'm staying. And one of my other friends, he was my best friend at the time, he wanted to stay, but his mom was like, no, and she came to pick him up at like 1 a.m. And one of my other friends, he lived like 5 minutes away by the park, because there was a park nearby and he lived by there, right? So he lived by the park, and he knew his parents were gonna get mad if he didn't go home. So he was like, I'm gonna go try and walk home, like, fuck it, like, I should be okay. And then when he was walking, he said that the car was like around the corner, and it started like chasing him. So he ran back to the house, and he had to convince his parents to let him stay because of what had happened. And so they let him eventually, like, they eventually caved in, and they let him. So then he stayed, and my other friend was calling his dad. I remember he called his dad and told him to pick him up, and his dad was drunk, and so he was like, never mind. So it was a sleepover, and that sleepover, like, was fun as fuck. Like, at this point, we don't care about the car because we're not outside. Like, we don't know what happened to it. Like, honestly, I feel like it was kind of bullshit. I mean, I did see a car go after us, but at the same time, I'm like, who would have been chasing us? Like, I feel like it was just some people playing a prank on some kids, you know? But you never know, to be honest. And then I slept over the house, and he lived right by the school. My friend, the house that we were sleeping in, they slept on the floor, and I slept on the bed. So nothing weird was going on. And, like, my mom literally was like, you cheated on your boyfriend at the time. She was like, you cheated on him when you slept at that guy's house, huh? And you slept with him. And I was just like, no, very much no. But, you know, I was like, damn. And I remember I had just got my phone back at the time, because my mom was always taking away my phone. Like, still to this day, she's kind of like she'll take my phone every once in a while, like, for some valid reasons, I guess, like not keeping up with my chores or like my grades, just like typical reasons you would take somebody's phone, right, if you're a parent. So I was like, I don't want her to take my phone. So I thought maybe if we went to the fucking vice principal and told her about what had happened, my mom would feel bad and not take away my phone. So me and my friend, we were like, okay, we're gonna go. And also, we didn't want to go to class, so we're gonna be like making up some bullshit reasons so we didn't go to class. And it worked. Like, low-key, we did not go to class for a minute. So we were chilling in the counselor's office, and then we go to the vice principal's office, and she's asking us questions about that night, if we knew what the car looked like, stuff like that. And then she said that was a very serious matter, and she called the police. So then I spent the rest of the afternoon, like, in there talking to the police, and then they called my mom, they called his mom, they called all our moms, and they were like, oh, we'll be on the lookout. But like literally after that, we never heard about the situation again. And when my mom picked me up from school that day, I remember I was like, she didn't ask for my phone right away, so I thought I was like, oh, I'm in the clear, like I'm good. But literally as soon as we stepped out of the building, she was like, give me your phone right now. And I did not get it back for a while. But that was like so stupid. Like in middle school, that's when I started to get high. And honestly, I was always doing some random ass shit. Like, it was funny. Like, I remember this one time, my friend, he had like a little house shed thing in his backyard. And me and my two other friends hotboxed the shit out of it. And rip him, because he got in trouble. Like, I felt bad, to be honest, because he got in trouble for it. Because apparently his grandma was outside and that she saw the smoke. And we're like, damn, like, I'm sorry. It was a good hotbox, though. Like, I don't know. I have a bunch of stories to tell. Most of them are from middle school. I don't know. Middle school was just kind of a weird time. It was my downhill, my downfall. But now I'm in the 10th grade and nothing is really going on. So, well, things are going on, but not school-wise. Like, it's really different from middle school. Especially because I moved from California to fucking El Paso. Like, who the fuck moves to El Paso? That's such a random part of Texas. But tell me why I already ran out of fucking topic. And I'm not even done with my makeup. So I already contoured my nose and I baked and I did my concealer and all that shit. I honestly thought this first story I was telling was gonna be longer. So since it didn't end up being longer, I'm just gonna make this a video where I tell old middle school stories, because middle school is honestly just crazy and weird and kind of stupid. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys about the first time that I got high. The first time was when I was in the 8th grade. And honestly, like, before that, I didn't want to get into that stuff. Like, I hung out with people who were just, like, not into that stuff. And they were like, drugs are weird. Like, don't do that. So I was always, like, against it. But at the time, I was, like, kind of depressed. Like, I don't really know why. Like, now looking back, I'm just like, what was really going on? Like, I don't even understand why I was so sad. So I was really sad, and I had to hang out with people who I kind of knew, but like not necessarily, and they were super big on doing all the bad stuff, you know. And I'm honestly influenced like so easy sometimes, just because like I have this thing where I want everybody to like me. We were at PE and it was 5th period, and my friends had I think it was a stizzy. I don't know. It was it was probably a cart. It was a cart. So they had it and they were all hitting it and passing it around. Whatever. They were doing what they usually did at PE, and I would just watch. And they were making jokes. They were like, oh, blinkers only, blinkers only. And then they were like, oh, Des, do some blinkers. And I was like, nah, like, we were just joking, right? And they were like, nah, you're not like that, you wouldn't do it. And like, for some reason, when people like say stuff like that, it's like, to me, they're challenging me. Like, they're like saying they know me, and I don't want them to think I'm a loser. So, which is stupid. Okay, I fell into peer pressure. So embarrassing. I fell into peer pressure, is what I'm really trying to say here. So they were like, you won't. And I took it and I hit it, and I just remember it burning my throat, and like my lungs were just, they were dying. They were done. And I was coughing so bad, I literally almost threw up. And I remember they were just there for me, and they were telling me that I was gonna be okay, and they were giving me water because they didn't want me to freak out. And honestly, like, I didn't feel it at first. I kept hitting it until somebody noticed that I kept hitting it, and they were like, that's enough. And I think by then I had already took like 7 hits. Like, I don't know, it was like 7 or 6 hits. And that's when they decided, like, no, like, give me the fucking thing. And I hadn't felt anything yet. Like, I felt kind of loose and weird. Like, I was enjoying myself. Like, but I didn't feel high. So whatever, PE ends, I'm still fine, and I'm skipping to class with one of my friends, and I had English, and at the time we didn't have like a permanent teacher, so we had this sub, and this sub was known for being kind of strict, and she was kind of like really serious about her job as a substitute for some reason. And I was so scared. First, when I got to class, I was talking to my friend, and let's say he was sitting here and I was sitting here, and we were facing each other, and I was talking to him, and all I remember is that it went boom, like it just smacked me in the face. Like I felt my eyes, like my pupils like expand, and it was like weird, like it scared the fuck out of me. And then I remember that I started to freak out because from my vision it kind of looked like I was doing virtual reality, and it was freaking me out. So then I started to freak out, and I started to hyperventilate. And I honestly don't know if the substitute noticed, because she never said anything, but like thank God nothing had happened, and my friends were there and were like not letting me get up, because I literally was panicking so bad to the point where I was like, I need to tell the teacher before I get caught. Like she already knows, like I should go confess, and they're like, no, you need to stay sitting down. And then I remember like I would burst out laughing, and then I would start crying, and then I had to keep my head down because I was so high. I just could not, because it was bad. Like when I would open my eyes, it looked like a dream, and I thought everything was fake, and that's why I started to freak out, because like it did not seem real. Like it was so scary. I kept sitting down, and I was with my friends, and I was like, damn, I got so hungry in my next period, and I was so thirsty. I'm really fucking up this liner right now. Like, wait, you guys need to see this. That is literally the shittiest wing ever. I need to redo that. I just had my head down, and I was like trying so hard not to freaking panic or anything. And I was like, damn, like everybody that I know, when they do this, they always have fun and they're laughing, and why can't that be me? And I thought like I was doing it wrong, or like it wasn't for me. All I know is that I didn't want to do it again. But obviously like I ended up doing it again. Like I kind of forced myself to like it. So nothing else happened that day. Like I went home, I was fine. You know, I didn't get caught, thank God. But I remember the second time I got high was at PE again. And right after PE that day, I had lunch. And I usually start to panic when there's a lot of people around me and there's too many noises, because like it's too much for me, and I start to freak out really bad. And especially because me being high, like it intensified that feeling to the max. Like I was sitting down at the table and nobody was comforting me. Like I was just sitting there by myself. I don't know if anybody noticed or if anybody cared, but I had to sit with my hand on the table, and I closed my eyes literally for 2 minutes, and the whole lunch went by. I don't remember anything else from that day, like at all. I like wanted to like it so bad. I just kept doing it until like it felt right. This one time, I actually almost did get caught in school. It was in 8th grade, and those same friends that got me high, you know, it was always them. They were the ones that got me into a lot of stuff that year. We were at the PE field, and we had just got the permanent teacher, because we also always had a substitute for that class, just like my 6th period class. So we finally got our official teacher, which we would nickname him Boss Baby, because he was so short but like buffs, and he was like a man, so we called him Boss Baby, but like behind his back. So he was new, and he was kind of strict because he was in the army, so you know how they be. And I remember we were in the soccer field because it was soccer season, and they had a stizzy. We were all in a crowd, and we were like doing our thing, you know, taking hits, and I got mine, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go like participate in PE with my friends. And then I walked away from the group, and I started to actually like go and do what I was supposed to. But I guess he had saw them blowing the smoke or something, because then he started running to us, but he would run so weird. He would run like this. He would go he would run like that, and it was so fucking funny. But he came up to us, and he was like, whose vape is that? And we were like, what? Like, you know, being stupid. And he was like, I'm not stupid. Like, I saw a vape. I saw a smoke. And we were like, no, we don't have anything. And then he was like, come on, guys, don't mess with me. Like, just tell me who has it and give it to me, or I'm gonna have to call the police. And then that's when I started to freak out, because I was like, they're gonna tell that we're high and they're gonna check all of us and then blah, blah, blah. And I was like just freaking out. And honestly, like looking back, like I was so stupid. He gave us a chance to do it. So he was like, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna leave my clipboard here and I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes. After 5 minutes is up, I want to see a vape on my clipboard. So at this point, because he said if that he didn't see one, he was gonna call the police. And I was like, oh my god, they're gonna catch us. Like, we should just like be honest. Somebody put it. And they were like, no, like it's gonna be cool. But I was so scared. Looking back now, like we probably could have got away with it, but I didn't want to risk it. And I got them to end up finally giving in, and they put the disposable on the clipboard. He didn't end up snitching on us. Like, he actually just he let us get away with it. Like, he took away the vape, and then he was like, I'm not gonna say who was it, because he didn't know, because he was turned around. And he was like, just don't let it happen again. And then us being dumbasses, we still continued to do it, but a situation like that never happened again. Probably like another time, but I was not involved. I was literally shitting my pants. Like, I remember I started to cry. So embarrassing, because I didn't want like to get my ass beat. Like, I didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah. And honestly, I felt kind of bad because it was a brand new disposable, and one of my friends had literally just bought it. And like the friends that did have it, like the friends that I was hanging out with that were letting me hit it, it wasn't even theirs. They were borrowing it from one of our other friends. So that made me feel even worse, because like, imagine you're just chilling, like you let your friends borrow it, and then the next thing you know, you never see it again because they get it confiscating. Like, that would honestly really, really suck. That freaking teacher was like kind of weird. Like, he was low-key sexist. And I remember we had came back from the break for Christmas, coming back from New Year, and he had a pedo stash. It didn't suit him at all. It made him look really creepy, like Ted Bundy, but like he looked more like a cracker. Since I'm not done with my makeup yet, I can still tell a short story, I guess. It's not even. What did you guys notice? Nah, I barely noticed. I've been going to the skate park lately with my boyfriend and my friends. So I had these big glasses, and I'm gonna put a picture of me with them so you guys can see. My boyfriend lost them when we were at Dollar Tree. I asked him to hold them for me, and I guess like he dropped them or something. I don't know. Point is, they got lost. And it was like, okay, whatever. They were cute, but I still had another pair, and these were my black ones. And I'm gonna put a picture of those. And I lost those. So we went to the skate park, you know, I got and so I did that, and I was like, I could not comprehend what was going on. So we were walking back from Dollar Tree, going back to the skate park, when I noticed like I did not have my glasses. So we went to look for them. We couldn't find them. So end of story, I lost them. And now I have to wear these. But they're literally so ugly. And I look so nerdy and weird with them. I only put them on when I want to watch TV. But I had to go to school with these when we go back. That's why I'm like literally praying, like, come on, Miss Rona, shut down school, please. I decided this is not really a story from middle school. This is already when I moved here. But it was like 2020 June. So it was like middle school was barely over. You know what I mean? It was the summer last year. I'm gonna tell you about the first time I snuck out. It wasn't that exciting, to be honest. Like, well, it was exciting, but like we didn't really do anything. It was me and my close friend Nyla. I'm actually say her name, you know, because it's not like my middle school friends, whatever. But she slept over my house, and at that time, like it was quarantine, you know, and I had got really into watching videos about girls sneaking out and having fun, and I was like, damn, like I want to do that. So me and Nyla had talked about it, and we had planned it like in advance, and we were like, okay, we're gonna sneak out. We had cut my screen in advance so that the night that she slept over, we would be ready to go. We were gonna leave at my window. And basically, we went. It was like 3 a.m. We were, and we had just been Snapchatting random guys like from middle school, and we were like really bored, and we decided that it was time to go sneak out. And neither of us had done it before, so we were like really excited and nervous and scared. We go outside. We had to get through an alley because my window's like on the side of the house and there's like an alley. So we had to go through an alley, and in the alley there's like a bunch of rocks. So it was kind of challenging because like I didn't want to make a lot of noise, obviously. So we go outside and we make it across the street and we start running away from my house so that like we're not close to my house in case anything. So we're like, oh my god, we snuck out, like, oh my god. And we were posting all about it on Snapchat. Like, I swore I was so cool. I really was not. And then we were just walking around. Like, we literally didn't do anything. We were just walking around my neighborhood for like a good 10 minutes. And then she heard a police car in the distance and she started running. Like, there's a video, it's funny, I'm gonna put it in. Who was it? So, and then she started running and we went back to my house because there wasn't anything to do. And then for some reason, like an hour later, we were like, oh my god, we should go back outside. And it was sprinkling and it was cold, but we were outside and we were just walking around. Like, we dead ass, like, we're not doing anything. So yeah, we did that. And the first time we didn't get caught. Like, we made it. And then the second time, because I had snuck out with her twice. And the second time, she came to my house again, and we were just gonna do the same thing. And so we waited until it was late, and then we had stole alcohol, which we should not have done. Don't do that. And then she had texted one of her friends, who then became my best friend in the long run after that. She was my best friend after that. But she apparently lived across the street, her friend, and she had told me about her, and I was new, and I didn't have many friends, so I was like, you should invite her. So she did, and we met her, because there's a park right across the street from my house. So we went to that park, and we started drinking, laughing, freaking being on Snapchat, just nothing really that exciting. So that's what we're doing. And then we just had a good time. Like, we're taking pictures, we're having fun, thinking that we weren't gonna get caught, whatever. And the next day, we hung out again, the three of us, but literally, because we were up so late, me and her slept in until like 1 in the afternoon. So we hung out again, the three of us, the next day. And then right before we gave Nyla a ride home, or no, like we went to go give Nyla a ride home, okay? Me, my mom, my siblings, okay? We went to give her a ride home. And then on our way back, I'm chilling in my room using my phone. And then my parents tell me that they need to show me something. Can you guess what they showed me? They showed me my screen open. And I started freaking out because I really thought I was slick. Like, no, I really thought I was slick. And so they asked me what had happened. I remember my stepdad was literally just eating whatever. Like, he was not really interested in everything that was happening, but my mom was really mad. And she was asking me, like, why was it open? And I tried making up some bullshit excuse. I sounded really dumb. It didn't make any sense. So eventually, I just told her what had happened. I didn't tell her about, like, the bad stuff, I just told her that was it. And then she went through my phone. And then she saw that what we were actually doing when we were drinking And then she saw that we were texting the guys from the middle school on Snap, because we were doing that again. But, like, it was nothing serious. Like, we had planned to meet, me and Isla had planned to meet with these 2 guys from middle school. But then at the last minute, I was like, nah, because, like, I didn't even want to meet them, to be honest. So, yeah, and I got, like, in so much trouble. I literally got grounded for, like, a month. It was bad. But, yeah, moral of the story, don't get caught. That's the moral of the story. Don't do it if you're gonna get caught. Okay? But, yeah, this is basically it for my makeup. Like, I usually just put on a beanie and then that's my completed look. Or I'm probably gonna curl my hair, I don't know. I'm gonna post on Instagram after I edit this video, if I can edit it fast enough. Tomorrow's literally Christmas. It does not feel like Christmas whatsoever. I hope next year's a good year. I hope I get some money this Christmas. Money, money, money. That's all I want. Don't look at my trash can. We're not gonna talk about that. So, yeah. Thanks if you sat and watched the whole video. Sorry if it wasn't that interesting, if my stories don't make that much sense. Like, I don't remember that well. Like, this is just from memory. And it's in middle school. Some stupid stuff that happened. Yeah. So, hopefully, if you guys like this, I will make more videos like this. Let me know in the comments if you like it or not, or give me ideas what you would want to see, because I'm open to ideas. And yeah, if you watch to the end of the video, you're awesome. So, goodbye.